And the beat goes on. They don't play shit like this no more.
They don't. They don't. 1, 2, 3, go. Hey, hey. Just like a love everlasting. Yo, check. It's your girl, Nikki Anticss, or if you want to call me Sister Anticss, because I got locks now. Yeah, I'm here. Another Monday, we back. Rise Radio, DocuDJ, another episode of your favorite interview series where we're getting in depth and highlighting DJs and their journey, overall journey of being a disc jockey. You know, get into the nitty gritty of how they became and where they became and where they going, basically. So always I want to big up Rise Radio, the whole team. Big up yourself every Monday for having me here. Big up yourself, viewers, for tuning in every Monday or checking out past episodes, liking, commenting, subscribing on YouTube. If you gonna watch any episodes, you can go watch them on YouTube. This will be on YouTube after, so if you miss it, you could tune in. As you know, your girl always say now, and it's a catchphrase, look out for the shirts. No long talking. We here with Khalil. Now you thought.
What's up?
Yo, first of all,
Wagwan.
thank you for coming.
Thank you for having
this
me.
is our second go around.
Yeah, second time.
I remember. Can we put a little bit of volume on the mic, please? And first of all, I'm very much been looking forward to this conversation because I just feel like we are two individuals that strongly feel one about DJing and then just our community in a sense.
Definitely, yeah.
So, as I always start off and I ask people, do you remember how we first kind of bumped into each other, got to know each other? Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember how I met you.
You want me to tell the story or you tell the story? We can both tell the story.
Both tell the story.
All right. So one day I get an invite. First of all, I see this party going on IG, and I'm just like, okay, cool. And Microdon, he, our late friend, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Microdon.
And he definitely was just like, yo, this is a party you definitely want to come to. You gonna come to this after we was at, I don't know where we went. Where did we go? I don't know. We went somewhere before, and then we went to the party, and I was just like, oh, this party's gonna be lit. I got in my cute little like one piece or whatever. My friend was with me. She bought a whole outfit. Like, it was that serious. So we going down to the event, and you know, it's in the basement and of this hotel, fly in the city, and basically you get down there and it's packed. It's crazy. It's like vibes. And I basically now walk to the front. We walk to the front with Micro, and you know, he gets on the mic, and I look. Khalil is there, just going, and then Micro just like and I'm just like and it's just like from there. That's literally how I met Khalil. So
Yeah.
big up to Micro for connecting us and knowing that
Definitely.
I was needed, not needed, but I was supposed to be at that party. So yeah, that's kind of how we met, and ever since then, you know, work's been there. So
Yeah, humbling.
yes. So we're gonna get into those works. Before we get into those works, we're gonna come a little bit back in time to before, you know, you picked up your DJing, and you know, you went mainstream, and you know, you're international. But before that, now I want to talk about, you know, your community, you know, where your parents is from, and you know, where you grew up.
So I was born and raised Brooklyn, New York.
Bop.
By the way, this heat by my feet is clutch right now.
I know,
My feet,
right?
yeah, that shit feels so good.
Big up production.
But yeah, so born and raised in Brooklyn. My family's Panamanian and Jamaican.
Bop.
You know, so big up the Caribbean massive. Yeah, it's basically my upbringings. You know, I was always around Caribbean culture, just, you know, being my family, of course, you know, just my family. But then outside of my family, just living in East Flatbush.
Got you.
And then we moved from East Flatbush to Canarsie, but you know, Canarsie like East Flatbush 2.0. So everybody that leaves East Flatbush goes to Canarsie.
Yeah,
so
yeah, got
they either
you.
go to Canarsie or Atlanta.
So now, what was that like? Kind of now, what more side did you feel that you took to as far as like from moving to Flatbush, Canarsie? Like, what more Panamanian or like Jamaican side, or was it like a great mixture of like both that?
So like
I feel like you're a great mix. Just to say, like, I just feel like you like represent.
encompass the
Yeah,
both.
you know how some people just stick to one side.
Right.
Yeah, but go ahead, continue.
So like the interesting thing about Panamanian culture is that like so most black Panamanians come from Jamaican people.
Uh-huh.
Either come from Jamaicans or Bajans. Sometimes they might be Trini or something else.
Okay.
But for the most part, they're Jamaican or Bajan.
Okay.
So like even to this day in Panama, like
Uh-huh.
it's similar to Belize. We were talking about this last week when I was
Uh-huh.
here. Like in Panama to this day, it's still like a West Indian well in the black area.
Got you.
It's like a West Indian culture still to this
Got
day.
you.
Like the food they eat is Jamaican food mostly.
Uh-huh.
Um, the music they listen to mostly reggae. Or dancehall. They do it.
Talk
They,
to
they
me.
have it in English. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
They do reggae or dancehall. They either do it in English or Spanish.
Okay.
More so Spanish. But
Okay.
yeah, that's where reggaeton actually comes from. People think it comes from Puerto Rico, and something that came from
Got you.
Jamaican people doing it in Panama.
Got you.
in
Got you.
Spanish, yeah.
So now in the house, what was mom and dad playing? Like, did they have their own like kind of separate genre of music that they were into, or was it something that
Yeah.
you like you seen the difference where it's like she listens to this, he listens to this?
That's a good question. So the one thing they listened to like both was dancehall.
Okay.
Like both my parents have played dancehall,
Okay.
but my dad doesn't really play soca.
Uh-huh.
My dad would more play like dancehall oldies, like She's a Bad Mama Jamma, all that type of stuff.
Okay.
My dad would play a lot of like old school hip hop too, like the 80s, 90s era hip hop.
Okay. Okay.
He probably cut it off like once like the 2000s started coming in maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah, my dad would play like R&B and Luther Vandross and the reggae and the dancehall.
Okay.
My mom is the eclectic one, so my mom would be playing like soca, calypso, ska, reggae, dancehall, African music. My mom was playing African music before Afrobeats was like a thing. Like, there was some channel we had on Direct TV back in the day,
Uh-huh.
and the channel was called World Link TV, and it like just shows cultures all over the world and like music and shit. My mom would always have that channel on. They was playing like Indian
Hey.
music. My mom is mad cool, so like
Big up, mommy.
yeah, big up my mom, big up Miss Carla,
Nah, that's lit.
big up
that's
Miss
lit.
Carla, big up Miss
Big up,
Carla.
big up. So, now would you say like from your siblings? You have siblings.
Yeah, I got a brother and a sister.
Uh-huh. Did
Yeah.
you feel like they also as well kind of had their own musical kind of influence? You're the younger one.
I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest.
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
Why did I think this whole time you
I'm the
told me that
youngest.
before too?
Yeah, I am the oldest.
So do they come to you like, big brother DJ Khalil, what's new? Or is it like, hey,
Nah, they cut my
I gotta
ass.
put you onto this music because you don't know what you be playing?
Nah, they don't say that, but like it's just like if you're around people that have good music taste, it's good to be around that because you can just pick up on shit.
Right.
So like my sister and brother, like we're all like we have old souls, so we'll know a lot of like old music, but they're younger than me, so they're gonna know about the newest shit too.
Okay.
So like they'll put me on sometimes the new like for example, I found out about Brooklyn drill shit. I was finding out about that from like my sister.
Okay.
Before Brooklyn drill was really a thing that took off, like my
Yeah.
sister playing it. Or like, but then there's old music that I'll find from my brother and my sister, like music that's like old shit. Like they'll just be playing it. I'm like, what song is this? And they're
Right.
like, what? Like I just told y'all, like we were joking beforehand that I just heard "Anniversary" by Tony Tone for the first time like 2 years ago.
He definitely did say that he first
Yeah.
heard that song, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's
Now
okay.
you know that at any wedding
You gotta play that.
you gotta play that.
gotta
Like
play that.
that's that.
Feel me?
So every day you learn something new. You can't be bad. So would you say what high school did you go to?
Sheepshead Bay,
Okay.
aka Rikers Island.
Oh my gosh! Do not come for DocuDJ.
Rikers Island.
But and,
Sheepshead Bay
and
was.
what was that like? Like, were you into any sports, any other extracurricular?
I was into
activities?
something, but it wasn't sports.
So, besides anything that you cannot be legally, we don't want DocuDJ held responsible.
Yeah.
Was there anything like as far as like sports or just
So like basketball was always like most kids in grown up Like basketball was my thing, like 24/7 ball is life type shit. Like I was really like ball is life. Like wake up, play
Okay.
basketball, go to school, play basketball, come home, play after school, play basketball, come
Uh-huh.
home, play basketball. Like I
Uh-huh.
had a hoop in the backyard. Like ball was really life for me. But then when I hit like I think 16,
Mhm.
ball was still life, but then it just shit went left for me for a little bit in high school, and then
Uh-huh.
I had to clean up.
Clean out. So in that time that you did have to clean out, was this something that you was like kind of mezzing or like, okay, like this is what I want to do, or like after that time, what was that next step that you felt like you wanted to do?
At that point in my life, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I think, like looking back, and it's interesting because like it's interesting we even having this conversation right now, but it's just looking back. It's like I wasn't a bad like I didn't have like a rough family. You feel me? Like I didn't come from one of those families where like my older brother was in the streets and nothing like that.
Uh-huh.
But I just think like it was funny because I was having this conversation with somebody recently. I was just saying like just growing up, especially as a dude in certain areas of Brooklyn or Bronx, wherever you're from, it's almost like you feel like you gotta be a part of certain shit.
Right.
Almost like you don't even. So like it's funny you even ask that question because somebody was telling me the other day about growing up, they was going to school in the city and they would go here and there. I was like, bro, I didn't hang out in Manhattan until I was like 19 years old.
Yeah.
You
When I
see
was
what I'm saying?
older,
Yeah,
I
like
was-
nobody. I don't remember ever going to Manhattan. I don't remember leaving my neighborhood. Like
Yeah.
you feel me? I didn't really do that. Like
Yeah.
so like. I told him to say he thought I was bugging. I was like, bro, I'm dead ass. I was like, I don't think I ever even spoke to a white person if they wasn't a police officer or a teacher until I was in college. Like, I never even had a conversation with a white person.
I
Like,
feel
you feel
you.
me? I live in New York City.
Mhm.
But, yeah, to your point, I just think at that time, because I didn't really know about other shit
Uh-huh.
outside of that, like, I wasn't really thinking about what I'm going to do with myself. I just
Uh-huh.
wanted to be outside
I
doing
feel
what
you.
everybody else is doing.
I feel you. I feel
Yeah,
you. So now, what was that experience that kind of now led you into kind of getting into music and now like DJing, or was it like you were doing something before then that kind of led you into seeing that?
music. So like my whole family's a musical family. Like my grandfather is like I don't know how old he is, but my grandfather's old. My grandfather's like 72, 73.
Uh-huh.
He lives in Panama right now still,
Okay.
and like he still performs, like goes out and performs music and shit. I wish I could show you a picture of him. Like,
Uh-huh.
but my grandfather still performs to this day. Like
Hey.
sometimes I'll go to the house. I'll be at his house when I go to Panama. It's usually where I stay. So I'll be at my grandfather's house, and my grandfather be like in his accent. He'd be like, "Hey Aston, I going out to the club. You wanna come?" I'm looking at the time. It's like 2 a.m. and he's getting dressed up like hat
Oh
and
my
everything.
gosh, I
Getting
want to
dressed
go with
up.
him.
He's getting up like I go into the club to go out and sing. You wanna come? I'm like,
Oh.
nah, grandpa. I'm sleeping. I'm tired. He's like, all right, well, I coming back. He's like, hold on, let me get my Magnum.
Where's Magnum? Just go.
Yeah, my
Aw.
grandfather's lit.
Well, I gotta go visit him
Yeah,
in
my
Panama.
grandfather lit. Yeah, anybody
I'm
wanna
going out
come?
with him
Yeah,
to the club.
pull
We
up.
lit.
Yeah,
Magnum too.
he might try to bag you. I might go. He a
All
little
right,
zessa.
all right, all
Nah,
right,
he's
grandpa.
a little zessa. I
All
ain't
right,
gonna hold
grandpa.
you.
All right. But definitely, I feel like your musical influence, like I said, like you're very heavily kind of into both cultures equally. What made you, like I said, kind of get into
The music stuff. Yeah, it's just I've always been around music.
well,
like I was-
DJing in a sense.
DJing
yeah.
specifically.
Mhm.
So it's funny because like growing up, like I said, I was a certain way, and then my best friend died 2010. My
My
best friend,
condolences.
yeah, thank you. My best friend Darren, he died 2010, and when he passed, I was so young. But then it just made me look at life totally different. Like I was mad young.
Mhm.
My best friend had died, and like I think 2 years before that, like a close friend of mine, it wasn't that close, but it was a friend of mine that was always around in high
Okay.
school. He got killed too. So then like just those things like just made me look at life different. And I don't know that even though that shit hurt, it just woke up something inside of me. And then I just became. I feel like once that happened, I just became who I really wanted to be. Stop doing like or being around shit just to be around it because
Right.
it's normal.
Yeah.
And then I just started tapping into the things I wanted to do. So my other best friend, Midnight, you know Midnight.
Yes.
He lives in East Flatbush as well.
Big up Midnight.
Big up Midnight. We started throwing He came with the idea like let's form a team, and everybody used to do teams and shit back in the day.
Okay, right.
He's like, let's form a team and we're gonna start throwing parties. So we named that team FNS after the barbershop we used to always go to
Okay,
on
that's
Church
lit.
Avenue. So we named that team.
Is it still there?
Yeah, the barbershop is still
Okay,
there.
okay,
I'm about to
gotcha.
go there tomorrow actually. But it was-
Ayy.
big up Steve. Big up Fred.
Big up.
Barber. But yeah, so the barbershop, that's where we named our team after. We started throwing, backyard parties and shit in like East Flatbush.
Okay.
Shit was lit too. Like, oh my God, it was like really lit.
Okay.
So then we started throwing parties from there. But it's funny because we started throwing the parties, and I kept asking him to show me the DJ. And he's like, yeah, whatever. But I was building my library from then. Because remember, niggas had LimeWire and shit back then.
Yeah.
So my LimeWire was crazy. It was like straight Vibes Cartel and Lil Wayne. Like, that's it. And it was Vibes Cartel. You know how you be talking about how I'm a mix of cultures? It was Vibes Cartel and Lil Wayne, like 95%. And it was probably like 5-10% Aventura. Like, Aventura, some bachata band. It was like 5-10% Aventura.
Because they was at a time, they was at a height.
You remember?
Yes.
Does she know about Aventura?
Yeah. First of all, I went to a private high school with Dominicans, Ecuadorians, and Puerto Rico. Yeah. So
Aventura was,
I was there.
Un beso. Yo, I fell in love to that song.
All right, don't get on your feelings.
I remember that. I remember when that song came out. I was in love.
But you was building kind of your music from...
Yeah, I just had like I made like 3 hard drive, what you call them shits?
The disc?
No, not the laptop, the computers with the big computers, whatever, the hard drives, the desktop. I made like 3 desktops catch like some type of virus or STD or something. Like them shits. Like I had to keep downloading LimeWire on my parents would get a new computer and be like, don't put LimeWire on here. And I'm like, okay, and put LimeWire on it. Or I put FrostWire. Remember they had FrostWire?
Yes,
I didn't put LimeWire. I put FrostWire.
So you put FrostWire.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
So I was just building the library, and as it built, then I remember one day, like my little brother was we were in the basement. He was on a computer, and he was playing some Justin Timberlake song, but he was doing some shit like hitting some buttons, and it was chopping up the song and mixing it. I was like, yeah, how the fuck you did that? And he was like, it's a program. It was virtual DJ.
Okay.
He's like, it's a program. I was like, program? He's like, yeah. I was like, show me how to do it. He's like, figure it out. So my little brother Nazir, and he was like 8 years old, telling me figure it out. This nigga, I'm lying. He wasn't 8, but he was definitely younger than me. I was like, you know what? I was like,
you gonna figure it out just
let me
like
see.
how I
At that
figured it
time,
out.
I was like 17, 18, so my brother was 13 or 14. He's like, figure it out. So I'm like, all right. And then I don't know, but is there something about seeing him do that? And then once he said figure it out, I was hooked to that shit. I just had I remember it was these headphones that we got from when we went back home. And back then the airlines used to give you these headphones you could plug in. So I remember I had them shits was loud as shit. And I had them headphones from Delta Airlines, and I just put them in the computer. I'll be on that shit all day, like just playing and just figuring the shit, pressing buttons and making my samples and everything. And before you know it, one day I came to church, because me and Midnight went to the same church too.
Okay.
So then I came to church. I made a mix. I remember it was like called like Summertime Gaza, something like that. It was straight Gaza artists, like Gaza Slim and all that. Played it for my friend Justin. He's like, yo, this nigga kind of, you know,
Okay.
And then he told Midnight, and then it went from there. But I was DJing then, but it wasn't nothing I was doing seriously.
Okay, gotcha.
It was like just some backyard party shit. Like I had a girlfriend at the time, and I was like super cuffed. So like, you know, you that young, like my girlfriend was my life back then.
Right.
So I wasn't really like
DJing.
thinking about DJing and nothing like that. So that was that. That was then.
It's crazy though, like how kind of like that life-changing kind of experience had to happen for you to kind of like switch over. And some people, like, not to say, but like it happens like that. Like it literally happens like that. And some people question why certain things happen. And it's like, you know, you trust and, you know, you have faith in, you know, whoever you believe in higher than yourself. So it's just like, I feel like that was something that, like,
needed to happen.
Yeah, like it needed to happen, and even in not that way, but like any other way at that particular moment. You feel what I'm saying?
I'm
like,
gonna tell you something. My grandmother, because like my family is also OD religious, like, but my grandmother used to tell me, um, God doesn't destroy nothing that He doesn't plan on building back. You feel me? She used to
Ooh.
always tell me that. My grandma used to be like, God don't build nothing, He don't plan on building back stronger. My grandmother would always tell me that. And like, even with the the situation I dealt with over the summer
Yes.
and everything, like, you're not gonna get into specifics, but
Mhm.
even shit like that, like, I'm looking back at it now, like, when that shit happened, I was like, and just a lot of situations when they happen, you feel like your world's gonna end.
Right, right, right.
But like, I can't look at one situation I've never been in or through, and I'm still here, and I'm looking back at it like, yo, that shit needed to happen, because if it didn't happen, this person might still be in my life, or this
Right.
might happen, or that
Right.
might happen. You feel me?
Right.
And you wouldn't be at where you are today. So like, it's just crazy, like, 'cause a lot of times in life shit happens, and you feel like, damn, like, why is this happening to me and stuff. But when you look back at it, like, God always know what He's doing. You feel
Yeah.
me?
Uh huh. Uh
God
huh.
definitely know.
That's that. Yup. So now and then you said your little brother he basically he put you on a DJ.
Yeah, my little brother put me on a
Big
DJ. Yeah.
up. Nah, that's the
My
does
little
he?
brother, he the funny part is he can't even really DJ,
Oh my
but
gosh. Oh
no, he
damn.
he doesn't he no, but it's funny because anytime I ask him, like, if we're DJing like a family event,
Uh
if I'm
huh.
DJing if it's like a family party and I'm DJing,
Uh huh.
I always like just but jokes. I'll tell him to go, and he does the same transition every time. He plays some Beyonce song. I forgot the song. And then he just mixes it with "Hypnotized" by Biggie Smalls, and he goes bam, and it just walks away every time.
Oh my gosh.
My little
So
brother.
that's crazy. He just stopped learning how to do it, or he just wasn't
I
interested
mean,
in
when he
it.
was doing it, he wasn't really mixing songs on BPM or anything. He was just like pressing
Oh,
buttons. Like
okay.
virtual DJs, not remember virtual
Right,
DJs
right,
like
right,
some.
right, right, right,
So you
right,
could just be
right.
doing some dumb shit on there, like.
Yeah.
But I heard him cutting up songs and like chopping them, and I was like, "The fuck is you doing? Like, how'd you do that?" And he was
Right.
like, "Virtual DJ." He's like, "It's a program. Like, figure it out." And I
Nah,
just
that's
yeah.
lit. That's lit. So, doing that now at that time of kind of learning and figuring it out, was there any DJs that you were kind of looking up to or
Back
like,
then,
yeah, like searching up to kind of figure out like where you wanted to go in a sense of,
Gaza Prince.
okay, big up
Yeah,
Gaza Prince.
yeah. When I was in high school, I remember seeing Gaza Prince name everywhere, and he used to DJ a lot of parties and shit. Um, my neighbor,
Okay.
Mr. Excitement. That's literally my next door neighbor. Mr. Excitement. Yeah, that's my
Okay.
neighbor.
Lit.
I call him Wayne.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah, he used to bully me. Definitely older than me.
Oh my gosh, not bully.
Yeah, nah,
So,
not bully, but nah. Mr. Excitement is another DJ. I'm trying to think because there was so much DJs when I was younger. So Stone Love, even though he's like way older than me,
yeah.
but like my father used to always play Stone Love's mixes. So
Mm.
like there was always like anytime I think about like MCing or something like that, like Stone Love always pops up in my head too.
Got you.
Just because my father always playing Stone Love, my uncle's always playing Stone Love.
Got you.
My uncle's actually DJ too when I was younger, so big up my uncles.
Big up. Yeah.
My uncles definitely was DJing when they was younger too. Like they had the vinyls, the techniques, and all that.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Was it a specific thing that you can say that you were looking like for these DJs? Like what kind of like a specific thing that made them stand out in a sense to you?
mm,
Like you just grasped to them, of course, musical, right? But
I,
was there anything like specific, like mixing, blending, emceeing that you like really grasped from like,
what really catches me with a DJ,
uh-huh,
of course, is what they're playing and how they're playing it. Not even really what they're playing, but how they're playing it.
uh-huh.
Like one thing I really like at a DJ, they really know how to MC. Cause like that just brings a whole nother breath of life into your set
Right.
and the vibe and the energy and just like connecting with the crowd, which is important.
Got you.
So I think it was mainly the MCing. I'm trying to remember because like in high school, there was so much DJs and shit, but I just can't. There was DJ Binks. I went to high school with him too.
Okay.
I don't think he DJs anymore, but
Uh-huh.
there's DJ Binks. Um, Excellence was DJing around that time too when I was in high school, so there was definitely Excellence. Excellence was DJing there. Excellence. Yeah, those are mainly it. I didn't really start like going outside. I was outside back then, but I
Uh-huh.
didn't like I could name more DJs like that influenced me as I really got into DJing. Like,
Got you.
yeah.
So, what was now your first official? Like, do you remember your first gig? Like, first official? Like,
Gig.
yeah. Like you have to play in front of people.
Yo, I can't even remember what
Was it like a lot of family parties like you were DJing before you kind of like touched the scene, or was it
so
like
so remember so we were doing like these backyard parties and stuff,
right?
but I never was like really like DJing for too long. I'd come on DJ like 10, 15 minutes and shit,
Okay.
and whatever, just be in the cup, my girlfriend, my friends or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Were you nervous to like kind of do
nah,
those?
different. I think that it's just when you're the new guy, people always just like they're like okay, even if you're good, like you the new guys, it's like people just. But
Gotcha.
I think the first gig I could really remember, there was this spot. I think that's the first time I had a DJ gig. No cap. There was a spot called Say Hi or For My Love Gallery or something like that. It was on Fulton, like past Franklin. There was another spot near it called shit, Locks Lounge that people used to go to. It was on Fulton too.
Okay.
And
I don't know about it.
but there was this spot people used to go to. It's like a gallery and thing.
Uh-huh.
And like, cause what's funny is we didn't get into this, but before I was DJing, but I was DJing the backyard parties and shit with my friends and doing that, and then
Uh-huh.
I stopped, and then I started making music for like 2 years.
Okay.
I was making music, like I was actually getting booked to perform a lot and shit, like in front of
Hey,
people.
yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was like making music and actually performing in front of like crowds of people and shit, like regularly.
Hey.
But then I stopped.
Uh-huh. We gonna
And-
talk about that. Don't worry, y'all.
Nah, please don't talk about that. Please don't
Uh-huh.
talk about that. But I stopped. Oh, Gaza Prince came on the live too. That's
Big up,
crazy.
Gaza
Yeah.
Prince.
I stopped and then I came back into DJing. I came back into DJing. So when I came back into DJing, like a lot of people in that scene already knew me because I was performing a lot and stuff
Okay.
and making
Okay.
music and everything. It was like R&B, soulish kind of music I was doing.
Okay.
So I came back into the DJing, and I think that was weird, but that was a place a lot of people used to perform at, like their music and stuff. Like,
Okay.
and a lot of those artists actually blew up that used to perform there too. But anyway,
Nice.
I think that was my first gig. To answer your question.
Okay, got you. So you wasn't nervous, like it was just something that you like just kind of flowed into, and like you don't
Uh,
get nervous to like DJ or like.
Nah, you know what's funny? I don't think I was nervous, because I think actually before that I did like a family party. I'm trying to remember which one was first. I think I did that spot first, and then I did a family party. Yeah, I think I did that spot first, and then I did a family party.
Uh-huh.
And when I did the family party, my whole family was like, "Austin's DJ, he can really DJ." Like, oh shit. And then I remember that same night, my friends, there's these two girls. Shout out Oshun and Oshun. These two girls. They do like neo soul kind of R&B music too.
Uh-huh.
Um, they they had, this is like right before they started touring like Europe and Brazil and shit, and they did like a release something, and then they had me DJ their event at like Trans Pecos, and I was like the only Caribbean DJ. I started playing like and that place turned the fuck up.
Hey.
And I think that was like when I first really got into DJing like professionally, and for some reason I wasn't nervous. I wasn't.
That's good. That's good.
I don't know
That's
why I
good.
wasn't nervous.
He's like, I'm at the show. Y'all don't even know. I've been practicing. Yeah. My brother can't even DJ. No, yeah.
You funny.
But now I want to get into kind of you branding yourself and your name, kind of, because it's just like Khalil is just kind of like Khalil,
Yeah.
but that is not your real name.
Oh God. It's my middle name.
Let's get into it.
Get 'em.
So, yeah, why did you choose Khalil to kind of brand overall your DJ career?
So this might sound crazy, right? But since I was a kid,
Uh-huh.
I like how what's your earliest memory, like as ever, like and like what is your earliest memory you can remember?
Like I would literally remember crawling. My parents were watching Jerry Springer. We were like, it was like a quarter, like I was playing with it and I wasn't supposed to be playing with it. Like I literally vividly remember like that's like probably the earliest because I know like I couldn't walk yet.
Mhm.
So that's just kind of, and then
That's
after that
crazy.
it's like a blur. Like I don't really know what happened, but I remember that.
Okay, I can't remember that far back. I probably smoked too much weed. But like one of my earliest memories was being in the supermarket with my mother. We used to live on 35th between Beverly and Tilden, so there's a supermarket on the block over.
Uh-huh.
Um, on 35th Street, and I remember we was in the supermarket, and I remember just walking around in the supermarket. My mother was holding my hand. I remember I just said to myself, like, if I ever do anything with music, I'm gonna call myself Khalil, my middle name. I'm gonna go by my middle name, Khalil. And I don't know why I said that, but that just, to me, like thinking back, it just lets me know that the shit was in me. I was like I think I was like 3 years old. So if I was like 3 years old saying that, you feel me? Like, it was in me from then.
Did you just like the name Khalil more than?
I mean, kids used to make fun of me too and say like my first name Austin is like a white boy's name, and kids are stupid. So these were like, that's a white boy name. Like,
it's not a white boy name.
but kids are stupid.
I know.
So like,
so you,
as
okay, I
growing
get
up,
it.
man,
I get it. But I feel like your name is cool. Like,
Well, I mean
Austin.
now, but it's just like so much people know me for Khalil.
Khalil, okay,
you feel
got
me?
you,
Like
got you.
the only people that really call me Austin is like my friends that knew me from like little days, like
Okay,
growing
got
up
you.
and shit. Yeah.
Or if I'm texting you and I need you to answer.
Oh
maybe.
yeah. Yeah. Nikki be calling me Austin.
I do be calling you Austin. So Khalil middle isn't the middle name, and you was just like,
Yeah, Khalil, my middle name.
It's been my long life fulfilled dream to just.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like I'm
be a
really thinking about that
entertainer
as a kid. I really said
Wow.
that at like 3 years old. I was like, if I do some music shit, I'm gonna call myself Khalil.
That's lit. That's lit.
I believe you're born with gifts. I think you can find your gift in life, but I feel like everybody's born with a gift, and it's up to you to just enact it
Yeah.
and tap into it. And when you
Yeah.
tap into yourself, then you see it. So
I agree. I definitely agree. So I do want to get into when you first kind of started out. Did you kind of stick to like a specific genre, or were you kind of in two genres? Like, what was that like starting out musically?
DJing.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I first started DJing, So when I was DJing back in the day, like when I first started DJing, my name wasn't Khalil. Like, it was DJ Suave. No, Suave.
You left out a critical part
My
of
first
the
DJ name.
name story.
My first DJ name was DJ Suave. It wasn't even Khalil. But then I started making music.
Wait. You can't pass by that like you. Suave. Why did you choose Suave?
Because of I don't know, I wanted to be like Rico Suave.
Okay.
Something, so I just called myself DJ Suave.
Austin Suave sounds mad fly.
It does.
Austin Suave. Yo, I'm Austin Suave. Whoa, like.
Yeah.
It's just, all right.
I called myself DJ Suave. That was funny times. If I show you pictures of me
Did
back
you say
then,
it like that all the time too? DJ
Did I what?
Suave.
Nah,
Oh,
I ain't
okay.
told like, bro.
I was about to say.
This is me like, this is like 2010,
Okay.
2011. I'm like, if I'm just thinking about, there's a picture. I remember somebody said post a picture of you 10 years ago, 10 years later, and I posted this shit. Niggas was like, bro, this is you. Like, I don't like some True Religions, and them shits was like on my knees with a rugby and a fucking and they look at me now. It's just like a totally different person. Like,
Totally different person.
but yeah, DJ Suave, and then remember I was making music, and then I went by Khalil.
Okay.
And then I kept and went into that. But I think from time, like I was just Caribbean shit. Like that was what I grew up on. That's my area. That's what I know when I go to parties.
Got you.
So like I went to Seabreeze Manor and Buzz and Jumble and all that shit. So that's the type of parties I went to. So yeah, it was Caribbean music from them, but I wasn't into the Caribbean scene at that, like, by the time because I was just so into the creative scene when I was making music. I wasn't into the Caribbean scene anymore. So I was listening to Caribbean music and playing it as a DJ, but I wasn't in the Caribbean scene. I was around that more like I don't know what you call it, but like that creative whatever scene shit
Got you.
from making music.
Okay.
So that was where I was getting my bookings at. So then I kind of, like, for like the first 2 years of me actually getting booked as a DJ, I was more so playing like hip hop shit and I don't even know what you call it, like just hip hop shit, like just hip hop stuff. Like, but I went back into I always kept up with Caribbean shit, and I went back into Caribbean shit as I started doing my own events.
Okay.
And that's where it went back in.
And that's where we lead in because we got to talk about it. So, as being somebody that is just overall, like, I don't know if y'all ever seen Khalil's promotion for his parties, but this marketing dog is like a genius. Like,
Appreciate
literally.
it.
And so your parties kind of, aesthetic wise, I want you to kind of, talk about more of like your curation behind your events, such as like Tings and Jerk and Suya. You had Cuffin Season and
Yeah, that
like
was the first party.
right. So, all of these kind of events have different elements as far as like specific genres, if either they're honing into or a specific vibe. So yeah, talk about that. I want to know, the curation behind them and, what is your future plans for them?
So the first party, I was throwing parties like with this crew before I threw a party by myself, and then the crew split up. So like people knew my face for doing events, but like I never did an event by myself.
Okay.
The first party I ever threw by myself was a party called Cuffin Season. That was February 2019. It was Valentine's weekend.
Got you.
And I remember the guy that plugged me to the venue because it was at the Vinyl.
Okay.
So there's this guy. He runs the store Privilege NYC.
Okay.
And he kept booking me for his like parties. I think his parties was called New York, New York. Actually, I think that might be where they got this from. 'Cause I think that's his sign.
Wow.
He was booking me at Shemansky, Bar Shimmy and stuff like that, and just different spots, the Vinyl, whatever. He was trying to do his parties. And I was telling him like, yo, bro, I got this idea for this party. Like, just plug me to the venue, and I'll fill that shit up. And like he's probably looking like, yeah, okay, cool. Like he probably hearing that shit all the time. I just kept telling him like, yo, bro, I got this idea. And then like, it's crazy, and I'm gonna speak a word to people right now. It's crazy because I remember summer 2017. It was 2017 or 2018. I was in Panama for 4 months. Like I stayed there for the whole summer. Me and my sister went. I was like her graduation present. I bought her a ticket to go to Panama. We stayed for the entire summer. And I remember when I was there, I was laying in the room in my grandfather's bed, and I started writing out I was like, I need my life to change. And I was just like, I started writing out all these creative ideas for all these parties that I had in my head. And I was just writing the ideas down on my phone. I wrote every party I did down to the detail of like how I wanted the party to be, the theme, the this, the that, places I wanted to have it. So months had went by, and like, I didn't act on the idea of the party. I just, whatever, I wanted to do it. So then I was procrastinating on pushing for it. And then I remember I got hit up New Year's Eve 2018 last minute to DJ some party in like Chinatown or something like that. And I DJ'd the party, and for some reason it just motivated me because it was like, going into a new year. But it was like the crowd was like a bunch of rich people. And it was just my ghetto ass from Canarsie in there. With a bunch of rich people DJing, and these niggas just turning up to my shit and everything. I met a bunch of cool people, like influencers that night and everything. It's like, yo, you're a great DJ. Let's say it just motivated me. So it was 2019 now. Next day, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm about to move on these ideas I wrote on my fucking grandfather's room on this phone. I tell the guy, like, yo, bro, Happy New Year. Like, plug me to this venue. Let's get this. Boom, boom, boom. And for some reason, I don't know what it was, but he took me serious. Plugged me in there. And I remember I posted a video of myself. Because beforehand, I was never like it's crazy because you talk about me being on social media and like being this like in your face person and promotion. I was never like that before. I wasn't posting myself like that. I was being mad shy and just timid. I wasn't really putting my personality into my social media. I was just, being a regular bland person. But I remember I got this thing. If I'm doing something, like I'm putting my all in. You the same way. Like I'm putting my all into that shit. Like look at this. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like you put your all into this shit. That's why I fuck with you. If I'm doing something, I'm putting my all into that shit. So I was like, yo, I'm not about to do this fucking party and niggas gonna ignore me. So niggas not about to ignore me when I post these fucking flyers and this promotion. You gonna see this shit.
So post it.
I was like, you gonna see this shit. But what people though, I think one thing people need to understand is if you want people to see this shit or whatever you do, everything is exchange. So everything is exchange. So what you give is what you get.
Right.
So it's just if you give people good energy, and like people could see you having fun and you really care about it and you're having fun, they'll give you that energy back. So I remember the first thing I ever posted for the party. Mind you, I don't. Nobody told me you got to do this for promotion. It just came to me, on my heart, and I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna post this video." Because it was cuffing season was the first party. It was the 2000s party.
Uh-huh.
Like people had to come in early 2000s outfits.
Okay, lit.
So I had an electronic name belt, like the electronic name belt. I
Uh-huh.
put it on my neck, and I typed in cuffing season. I had to look up on YouTube how to even program the shit. But I
Right.
forgot how to
It's
do
been a
it.
minute,
It's
yeah.
been a minute. It's like, so I had the electronic name belt, put it on my neck. I had a do-rag. I had a big baggy sheet t-shirt. I had a white like Nike headband on my head and everything,
Uh-huh.
looking like
Uh-huh.
Ja Rule or something. And I started rapping the lyrics to Hey Ma, cause bro, growing up I was the biggest Dipset fan.
Uh-huh.
So I started rapping the lyrics to Hey Ma. I'm like, and she got the boobies real, high
Uh-huh.
heel to be filled,
Uh-huh.
and she got the word. I'm rapping it, and then I posted the video, and the shit just like went crazy,
crazy.
on Instagram. That shit just went crazy. I was like, oh shit, people think I'm funny? Like shit. And then from then on, I just like the party people. I posted that video right there, and then
Mhm.
people started posting about the party. And the party, there was no location, no date, no time, no nothing. People just posting about the party like,
Yo.
yo, this is how I'm pulling up to Khalil's 2000s party. Da 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 da. So then I showed the guy like, yo, look, people talking about this shit. Da 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 da. So then he made sure they locked in a date. Um, he got the date going for me, locked it in, and then the party happened. And I didn't put no ticket link up. Everything was come at the door because I didn't think nobody was coming.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But I just remember like bro, the party started at 10. By 11:30, the venue was at capacity, and the venue wasn't small. It was a big venue.
Yeah, it was good size.
And that shit would hit capacity. I was like, oh shit. And I went outside. The line was going. I was like, this is my first party. Like God is good. Like
Ooh.
yeah, promotion is something I take very serious.
Nah, you definitely did that. And like seeing that is just like it puts like okay, like all other curators like step your game up. Like for me, like it was something where it was just like wow, like you are taking out the time to do that as well. You get what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of parties they don't really take the time to visually grasp people to come, and it's just like you really took the time and you kind of pinpointed exactly like you said, like those specifics in your pictures and your videos, like you're making remakes of videos, and actually
Yeah, shout out
mimicking
Andre Uncut.
exactly, you get what I'm saying, exactly what you see in this video, and people gonna see that and want to be like, oh, that's that, I want to go to that because that's gives that vibe off.
People
So,
people need a new vibe. It's so much,
yeah, they definitely do. I definitely agree.
And I also, to your point, I think that if you're a person that you really care about people, like just generally care about people, you know what people like because
Yes.
you care about people. So if you care about people, you pay attention to what they like, their details, and you know how to. Once you do that, you know how to cater to them. So
Yeah.
it's just being a people person.
Nah, I definitely agree. So when's the next event? And what is the next event?
I don't know if I'm. It's funny 'cause I just came off a cold today.
Oh, so if you don't want to say nothing, there's no pressure. You can tell me after this. They don't have to know. I want to know still, but they don't gotta know.
Well, I mean, the next event is we're doing an R&B event in February.
Okay.
It's gonna be something different. So, 'cause the cup and season party was kind of like a 2000s R&B event, but this is gonna be more like just any type of R&B, current, new.
Okay.
Some Barris Hammond too,
Okay.
and all that type of stuff going.
Okay. I'm excited.
That's gonna be the next.
All
event.
lovers come out. And it's kind of that kind of
Everybody
vibe.
come. Grown and sexy about it. Not just really
Round
lovers,
and
but
sexy.
grown
Say
and sexy.
less. Say less. So I do want to talk about another aspect as far as craft wise. When it comes down to you're a man that does many, and one of those manys is cooking.
Oh damn.
Which you literally like. You went to Jamaica and you basically ton chef.
Yeah, I did.
Like literally ton chef.
I did.
So
That was out of desperation.
Nah, but that's a lifelong
Yeah,
like you never
skill.
gonna not know what to cook.
Survival mode.
Yeah, so I don't think yo. So was that something that you were just like in that mode and just kind of got into, or was it always something that you was just like, oh, I want to get into it, but when the time is right?
Yeah, so I always wanted to get into it, but I was also lazy. You
Uh
feel
huh.
me?
Uh huh.
But my mother did always show me like she would like when she be cooking like she be in the kitchen making fried dumpling. I was like, come here, like take this, catch water. We used to always be like, Mom, catch water. We used to always make fun of her, like, Mom, what is catch water? It's like you know what it means. Like that's she's like, Mom, that's not proper English. She's like, shut up and do it. Like my mother would be like, in the kitchen, just showing us different stuff. But she would show me sometimes, but I would always forget because I wasn't really paying attention.
Uh huh.
But when I went to Jamaica, situations just wasn't what it was supposed to be. So I ended up having to get my own place and bounce between my own place because I was in Kingston. My family lives in Mobile, which is like 2 hours away.
Right.
So I ended up having to like get my own place for a certain amount of time. And I stay with my family for the other point in time. But when I'm by myself in the apartment, like I can't just eat out every day. You
Right.
feel me?
Right.
Like
Right.
can't just go to Island Grill or
Miss
Island Grill is really good. Them
It's
French fries,
fire.
bro.
Oh my gosh. With
Them
the
French fries and
pretzels in
them
it.
nuggets with that mud fire sauce.
All right, because I'm mad
yeah,
hungry.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
chill.
Yeah,
Okay.
Island Grill in Jamaica, if
Big
you
up.
know. But
Uh huh.
yes, I was in like and then I was like, you know what? Like I tried to be. I'm not always on top of it, but it's I think everybody should be disciplined, and one way to teach yourself discipline is just through diet, fast, and stuff like that. I'm just I'm all about just being the best you, so be healthy. But being in Jamaica or anywhere in the Caribbean is a perfect place to really be healthy,
Right.
because
Right.
you got
right.
so much fresh food growing around you.
Right.
So I had like I think what was the first thing I tried to start really making? Ackee and saltfish. I remember it was no. It was fried fish. I remember I had the message screenshotted on my phone until I memorized it. I asked my mom like, how do you make some fried whiting? My mother texted me the exact details, and I remember I made it for me and my friend. Ate the whiting. But then the next time I was like, all right, it's breakfast, and I want to eat like something that will fill me for the whole day. So my mother told me how to make ackee and saltfish, and I was fucking it up at first because the trick with ackee and saltfish is when you cut in the onions. I was dicing up the onions like small, so when you throw them in the pan, because they're small, they're gonna burn. And then once those burn, there's nothing to hold the oil in the pan, so the oil is just gonna start burning everything. Right.
Okay.
So you're supposed to cut the onions in wedges. When you cut the onions in wedges, then it's like sautés it.
Okay.
And then you start throwing everything in, and damn, I want some ackee and saltfish right now. But then I remember the first time I made the ackee and saltfish, and it came out right. And I had some boiled dumplings, some green banana, some yama with that bitch.
Ooh,
yeah.
son said I could cook.
Yeah, once I did that, I started getting all the family recipes. How to make banana fritters, how to make sorrel,
It's
how to
over.
make rice and peas. And once I caught I just started texting my family every day, like, Grandma, how you make this? Ma, how you make this? And it's like, what's wrong with this boy? He gonna open a restaurant? I was like, you know what? And when I came back, because I left Jamaica, went to Panama.
When he came back, y'all.
When I came back, I was selling food.
Literally, yo, I bust that soup down.
Yeah, the soup.
Like,
I started doing soup too. Yeah, the soup
ooh,
was busting.
that shit was busting.
How was the soup? How was the soup?
Nah,
Tell
the
me.
soup was, yo, I don't eat soup like that. But it's like the peas, the corn. It was like 12 pieces of corn in there. Like, I just kept eating, and it was like more corn. I was like, yo, this is like the best like Christmas gift ever. And it wasn't Christmas.
She texted me like in 10 minutes, and the
I
shit was
did. I
empty.
OD'd. I
It was
OD'd.
like you know when you like chisel the corn, like the corn looked like, if I take my hat off right now, the corn looked like that.
I swear, y'all, like I literally sat there and I was just like going. As soon as you dropped it off, I was just like,
yeah, the food was busting.
I was just going. But like I said, like that's a long life skill that you will always, and you can always turn that, I feel like, into catering your own events.
Wait, actually I answered your question wrong. So my next event is actually not even a party. My next event is a food event.
Oh,
I didn't even tell y'all that. We didn't announce it yet, but I'm doing a cooking class.
Look at that
event where like people can come in by pairs. So you come in by pairs. They don't have to be a couple. But we prefer couples. But you come in by pairs. You get a bottle of champagne.
Coco, we going.
Or wine, and you have the ingredients are there with your ticket. And once you come in, you have your seat. You have your ingredients, and we cook something together, play some music, we eat it together. Have some wine, have a nice DJ.
Look at this curator.
Yeah.
Listen, what? But anyways, I definitely want to big up yourself because that is
Thank you,
something
thank you,
that,
thank
like you
you.
said, is discipline. It's not easy,
It's not.
and it's something that I'm still kind of trying to figure out myself. So I
Same.
would definitely be at your class
Right.
because, yeah,
What
I
should we?
need.
What should? I'm trying to figure what to like. What is the dish to teach people to make though? Because you don't want to do something too crazy and then you feel me.
I think you could say like some jerk chicken
Jerk chicken.
and like a plain like some rice and peas or
Yeah, I
some
was
stewed
thinking rice and peas.
chicken,
Yeah.
something like yeah, something
Some
we gonna
plantain.
plantain,
Yeah.
just a little mealy meal
Yeah.
that you
Right.
could nothing crazy, but we gonna talk more about that. I do want to get into as far as like your mixes and SoundCloud.
Mhm.
Is that something that you also have like you kind of want to keep or update, or is there any new mixes or anything that you're curating coming out on that end?
So I used to be on the. Okay, so before the cup and what made the cup and season party also a thing was because at the time when before I started doing my own events, I did put out a mix called Cuff and Season,
Uh-huh.
and it was like a R&B, like slow jam, hip hop kind of mix thing. And I did like a promo shoot for the mix, all this type of everything, and the mix did get when that was the first mix I ever put out, like put out a mix.
Uh-huh.
So back then I was keeping up with like putting out mixes and stuff, but as I got so much into event curation and stuff,
Uh-huh.
it became so much work. I haven't done it, but I
Mm.
actually am gonna put out a Afro beats. I'm a piano mix soon. That's gonna be the next mix I put
Hey.
out. Sounds of Africa.
Nice, nice, nice. But
Um,
were you ever kind of one of those DJs where you were like, I don't want to put out a mix because like I'm kind of afraid that somebody's gonna come and just try to like
copy your shit.
copy my
Uh,
vibe or my storyline, in a sense.
I'm not like that with mixes, but I actually just have been teaching myself how to actually like really remix.
Okay.
And I have been making remixes, but I don't put them out
Yeah.
because I just think people would take it and then act like it's theirs. So I just keep it to myself.
I feel you.
But I have been putting up mixes, but they're all like my live sets. Like when I replace somewhere, I record the set and put it up.
Got you.
But I will like put out actual mixes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Got you. No, honestly, I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you.
That
This mix is
and
fire.
piano.
Like Nikki did a mix for Foot Locker, and this shit is really fire.
Thank you. I didn't upload it or anything.
Oh, you didn't
either.
upload this?
I didn't.
Yeah, you
I
got
have bad
everything on it.
mixes, yeah, that I have not uploaded.
I don't
and
got
it's just
space
like,
on my computer. I wish.
yeah,
I
it's
could
like
hold-
it's gonna stay there. But before we kind of like, we run in on time, and I do want to get into a topic of conversation that I feel like all my DJs should talk on and have
Mhm.
some type of um, saying, because it's a community platform for DJs to bring up certain topics and have certain conversations. So
Talk on it.
I ask everybody this question, and as a DJ, new, old, or however, long they've been in the game, I just feel like, we all are a part of it, and we all are part of the change. So what is something that you've seen kind of on the scene since you've been on the scene that you want to see change within the DJ community?
There's a couple things.
Well, let me hear, because I'm not going to check. This is kind of your time to really just let them know and let them have it.
Well,
Don't
first
be-
off, that now I'm playing. I think one thing I would like to see change is people making the events, not just the people that curate the events, not just thinking about the dollar sign that they're trying to get at the end, but actually, curating things that are fun for people. Like actually, like I think people, even if people are thinking about it being fun, I don't think people are thinking about it. Like I think people need to. I want to see people put more thought into events so that it's not something that like, but myself included too, not just you feel me, other people, because it's myself included in this. I more so think of myself when I critique anything, but I just want to see more events that we're doing, that it's not even though it's a good event, I wanted us to do more events that it's like people don't forget about the event. Like sometimes you might go to a good event but you forget about the party. See how that guy that was here earlier said he went to a party like years ago and he don't even see the guy anymore, but he can't forget. You feel me? Like
Forget
shit
that.
like
Yeah.
that. Like and I think that comes with making it an experience, which is why I promote it the way I do from before. You want people to really be tied into an experience.
Yeah.
So maybe that's one thing. Another thing is maybe switching up, like just switching. I want to see more different communities come together. Um, different different scenes start meshing together more.
Right.
Like I think it's I went to Everyday People yesterday. Their party is cool, and they have a lot of different crowds. Their crowd is probably a little bit more African people, after the African crowd than the Caribbean crowd. But yesterday was the more the Caribbean event for them.
Okay.
And the crowds like blended. They also had Jules, who's a big DJ producer, Afrobeats producer. He was there. I think they do a good job of meshing the crowds, and I think the cool thing about it is that it just the thing about it is like a lot of times some people are so.
Sorry, it was just.
Is that a mosquito?
It's not. It's like a little like. Fly.
Yeah, you see, I'm from the bush because I was about to.
Who's trying to be a fly on the wall?
I know, right?
That is so funny.
I really from bush.
Like somebody really trying to be a fly on the wall. I always say I want to be a fly on the wall. Look, it's a fly. All right, continue.
That's funny. But yeah, like I think just I think the thing why I try to like see different cultures and communities come together is because a lot of times like some people are just stuck in their circuit and stuff, so they'll never know about like the other thing or the other side of the other shit that's out there. So like, if you can mesh them together, that's when they start like, oh shit, okay, you feel me? Like, so shit like that. Also, how am I gonna? I want to say this in a way. I don't believe in booking anybody for just because they are a certain thing. I believe in booking people because they're good. And strictly because they're good. I don't book nobody because they this, that, or I don't care if you got 2 feet, you feel me, polka dots, whatever. But I do think there's a lot of female DJs out there that deserve more of a shot and a look. Like there was an event that had happened once, I remember, and the promoter was like putting the lineup, and he had put a female DJ that I know to open, and he put someone else in the main slot. And I was just like, bro, why the fuck is she opening and this person in the main slot? He should be opening. She should be in that main slot. She's way better than him. But I don't know what it is. Like with some people, I don't know what it is. Like I don't know what it is. But I think people need to book people because they're good, and not just looking at they're this and that. So I shouldn't book. You feel me?
Right.
Or don't. And the other thing people would do too is they'll book female DJs just because they're a girl. They want to get girls to come out and shit like that. It's like, bro, listen to what people got to do and book them because they're good, and that's it. Like, not because they got clout, or they popular, or they this, or they that. Right? That's what makes the experience fun.
Exactly. And
you have a good DJ.
It's an experience. And nowadays, people look for experiences. Anybody could throw a party, you feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And it's just the experience that we all look forward to. And like you said, the dude that was in here, that remember that party from
years ago.
Way back years ago. But once again, Khalil, thank you.
Thank you
for coming on and talking with me.
No
I appreciate you so much. So much. Before we head out, I'm going to ask you these quick questions, though. Don't think it's done. We done, but we not done.
We only just begun.
Oh, you want to talk about the singing career now?
Oh, nah. We ain't talking about that.
Because you just hit a note just now. I'm just like, wait, what?
We ain't talking about that.
You trying to sing us out? Like,
nah,
you trying to make a DocuDJ, like, infomercial or commercial? All right, we're
gonna
talk about it.
I do that for you.
We're gonna talk about it after.
I'm with the Anticss.
I know you.
No pun intended.
So boom, favorite dish or food?
Oh, favorite dish or food? Ackee and saltfish.
Okay, favorite color?
Black.
Favorite musical genre, and name the 3 top artists in that genre.
Dancehall.
And your 3 top artists in that genre.
Vibes Cartel, Adidja Palmer, a teacher.
All right. What do you prefer to spin on, DDJ, CDJs, or turntables?
CDJ.
Any instrument you wish you could play?
The piano. Oh my God. So, let me tell you. Okay, hold on. She was talking about the singing career, right? When I was doing the singing thing, I did have a live band when I would perform. but like I stopped performing, but I was trying to teach myself even up until I think last year during quarantine.
Okay.
I was trying to teach myself how to play piano, and I
Mm.
was like, I was taking classes when I was young, but I always take the class and stop.
Okay.
But I was playing around with it, and I was trying to catch something. But
Uh-huh.
if the day I learn how to play piano, I might get
It's
back into this. Yeah,
over.
I might hop back to it.
Nah, I feel you. I feel you.
Get on my John Legend.
A one-time session with any DJ, who would it be? Dun, dun, dun.
With any DJ, it would have to be. Fuck. Alright, I can't pick one, so I'm gonna pick three.
Oh my! You gotta pick one.
I gotta pick one.
You have to pick one. You have to pick one.
Alright, I really fuck with Chunkulu.
Chunkulu. Okay.
That's
I've
like
heard
one of
him.
my favorite DJs.
Yeah. Okay. Lit.
He's
lit.
like a Bronx DJ.
Yeah. Yeah. Big up. And then, last but not least, where's one place that you would love to DJ anywhere in the world?
Any country. Either Ghana, Nigeria, or Jamaica. I DJ in Jamaica already. Not Ghana or Nigeria.
Okay, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Belize, set it up.
I was about to say boom because I was like, I'm surprised that you wouldn't have said that. I thought you were gonna say Belize. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Not because I'm from there, but Khalil just really liked Belize. But once again, Khalil, I appreciate you for coming and having a conversation and
No
sitting
problem.
me
Thank you for having
and
me.
letting my viewers, your viewers, and everybody know your journey as a DJ. And
you.
we'll hear
Appreciate
more
it.
about it. We'll get more into depth. We'll go on. So once again, big up yourself, viewers, for tuning in. Bye, Shanti.
Later,
For,
Shanti.
for tuning in. Every Monday we here 7:30 p.m.
Every Monday, DocuDJ with Nikki
Eastern.
Anticss.
Boom. Tell the people where they can find you.
Y'all can find me in them streets. Not playing. You can find me on Instagram at khalil.nyc. khalil.nyc. Big up Nikki Anticss.
Boop, boop, boop.
She's somebody I really respect. She's really about her business. She does a lot. She definitely runs a good team.
And the works,
Got a good head on her
don't worry.
shoulders.
Y'all gonna see it.
Gal time.
It's there. It's there.
Definitely.
Next week, Monday, we back at it. Rise Radio, big up yourself. We gonna vibes
Yes.
out. Hey, hey,
She
hey.
say lion, you crazy, say no, me insane. But ball out for sweetness, she ball
Yeah,
out
man,
for
for
pain.
pain.
All the time, you take my cup, push it on your mouth, it a touch all your brain.
Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down.